Hey! Just getting stuff together here. Sorry. Give me a moment, a memento of your time, please. Just gonna chill with chat tonight. Why are so many gatekeepers fucking pathetic edgelords, dude? Like, seriously. Genuinely. Heyo! How are all of you doing? How are you all doing? Because I just had a fully grown man throw a fucking tantrum and be a hypocrite in my chat. Oh, in my comments. Jesus Christ. Cherry picking lore! As he cherry picks lore. All they know is the edge. Unfortunately, I don't know why they'll escape. Why I don't know when they'll escape the basements. When they grow the fuck up. And I just blocked the guy that I want to talk about this stuff about, because he was a fucking idiot. Thanks for all the videos. You're welcome. Good evening. Has your Discord link been updated? It has not yet. I'm sorry. I've been really busy. That slipped through the cracks. Sadly, I don't see them growing up. You'd be surprised. Some of them have. I've had some come into my own. I've had some people I've had problems with in the past come in onto my stream and apologize directly to me. So, the completionist just released his side of the story. Wow, it's like we should fucking wait. Now, do I believe the completionist? Do I believe Muad? I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. Sorry if I said his name wrong. Judging from how Muad does his content, I think he went into this half-baked and was really just trying to get fucking everything when he had nothing. But, of course, there is still some stuff that was really sketchy on Completionist's part, so I do understand, like, some of the hesitance to believe him entirely. All in all, if things work out, if there is an official investigation, then the official investigation will either prove Muad right or Gerard right, which with how Gerard spoke in the video that he just released, yeah, no, he's pretty fucking confident, and yeah, so interesting. Interesting times we live in. I enjoyed your TikTok content, so I'm hoping over there for future proofing. Alright. Alright, so the main topic that I want to talk about with this stream, and it goes back to the videos that I made about far-right grifters and neo-Nazis in 40k. So, starting from the top, someone came into my DMs on TikTok. They sent me a DM request. They were writing a paper. And the paper was basically about how the far right is attracted to 40k. It's for political studies, I think. So, I accepted their DM request, and I broke it down. I broke it down how the Imperium looks strong, but is actually fucking pathetic. But fascists and far-right grifters don't care about the shit layer underneath the cream. All they care about is the cream. Because fascists like strength. They like the image of strength, even though they themselves are not strong. So they will latch onto it as best they can and try to make it theirs. Why do you think they're so desperate to try and get Norse paganism so deeply enriched? Because Thor, Odin, they are exemplars of strength. But even the Norse pagans are fighting back, because how fucking dare you, you pathetic losers. The Imperium in 40k is not something to aspire to be. It is not a system of governance that works. In fact, it is told multiple times throughout lore, and I think I have a position to talk about this. Throughout lore, they fail 98% of the time. Their government is weak. Their government is broken. Their government hardly functions. It is very easy for opportunistic assholes to take advantage of the Imperium's weakness and use it for their sole benefit, i.e., look at the Battle of Bad Dab. That entire thing was started because Imperial nobles abused the system and fucked the Imperium over. A system that was very easily broken into, because the Imperium is designed to fail. I'm alright, how are you? Anyway. So, I make a whole video, sort of outlining all those same points. Explaining why, how, and everything. The line, "Hit dogs holler," is very poignant here. And something that I do need to say here. Are you a bad person if you're a conservative? No. I don't believe that. Conservatives are people with a different way that they grew up. Now, does that mean they're right? No. I have plenty of conservative friends that I argue and bicker with. But you know something that's different about my friends that are conservatives to the far right conservatives that I was talking about? Hi.
Hey, I also got another surge protector.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, they were only $20.
Nice.
Yeah. 50 foot.
50 foot.
50 foot is the longest they had.
Nice. I will deal with that later. But yeah, so the difference is that one group.
Sorry.
I'm trying to focus and talk. Yes, you're cute. Thank you very much, love.
Have you eaten?
I have not eaten yet.
Okay. Do you want to wait until after stream?
Yeah.
Okay. I love you.
I love you. Sorry about that. My conservative friends look at the people that I was talking about in that video and agree with me. They agree with me. So when these people came out of the woodwork screeching and hollering that I was calling all conservatives that, no, I wasn't. Because they don't watch the video, they only pay attention to the title, and they don't care about any thoughts and opinions that I gave, or actual anecdotal evidence. Any evidence or anything that I said went in one ear and out the other, or they didn't listen to the video at all. So they proceeded to bitch and whine at me. And then proceed to say that I got mad when I called them out. I'm not mad. Anger is far gone out of my body. I'm tired. I'm bored, and I'm tired. People say, like, oh, that you should stop making this content because it's bad for your mental health. Cool, but you know what else is bad for my mental health? The hobby that I love, the space that I love, being overrun with monsters and assholes. The same kind of freaks and losers who respond to pink Necrons. Their response? Swastika Imperial Guard. Keep politics out of 40K, huh? Says the guy who made a Nazi army. Says the losers who make Nazi space marines. Yeah. Good job keeping politics out of the hobby. Politics have always been in 40K. 40K is nothing but politics. It is nothing but a clash of political and ideological beliefs. Are you fucking kidding me? War is the most political thing in the entire fucking world. You can't say keep politics out of something when everything has politics in it. Telling someone that hitting is bad is still politics. Because you are negotiating with somebody and trying to convince them, hey, punching people is bad. I'm sorry. Guess what, guys? Politics exist in every aspect of life. Negotiating prices with people is politics. The only thing that isn't political is literally you taking a shit. And even then, that's politics too. Where can I take a shit? How long am I allowed to go take a shit for? Guess what? You still gotta talk it out. Can I use your bathroom? Hey, look, politics. Fucking buh. 40K has never been this simple thing of just plastic toy soldiers shooting at each other. That is what it is at its foundation, but it's much more than that, and it's always been political. It actively criticizes the very people that are trying to worship it. And more on to the gatekeepers now. Holy fuck. I have argued with these people for so long. And what is their fucking talking points? It goes against the lore. It's cringe. It's gay. Nothing else. They have nothing else. Or they could try and shoot with them. Oh, well, they failed back in the day. Oh, you mean those Metal Sister Space Marines who, and I quote, were in a bundle pack, not sold separately? Yeah. Fun fact, they were not sold separately. They were sold in a bundle pack in a magazine back in the 80s. So yeah, no. Yeah, now you see why it failed? It wasn't because super soldiers with tits. It was because, hey, this is a really go-out-of-the-way thing to get for first edition Warhammer. Sorry, that argument doesn't hold water either. Suck my dick. Okay, furthermore. Well, it doesn't fit established canon. Canon already made it. Fabius Bile's book, Progenitor. They already made it. Fabius Bile did it. Call said he can do it. And, you know, I believe Call. I believe the guy that made the Primaris Marines, so... And I quote, the Emperor's work was my bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna believe him. Oh, but the new Rogue Trader game specifically said, oh, the word of a third-party game from a Space Wolf over the guys that actually know what the fuck they're talking about. I wonder who I'm going to believe. The drunken Space Wolf who is far away from his chapter and working with a Rogue Trader? Or the actual scientists that know what the fuck they're doing? Man. Shock. These people have 3 responses, and that's it. And then when those 3 responses are gone, they go to crying and insulting you. It's why I'm tired. They can't make an argument. They aren't cohesive. They're manlets just trying to fucking get a reaction out of people, and I'm very tired. Because it's the same shit, different day. And here's the thing. One person actually did give me an argument. And guess what? They weren't those fucking pathetic manlets. It was a guy who came up to me and said, I don't like the idea of female Space Marines, but here's my reason why. Please don't lump me in with them. I think having female Space Marines would actually hinder the tragedy of what a Space Marine is. And I went, you have my curiosity. Thank you. You have my curiosity. Please go further. Space Marines are supposed to be the example of toxic masculinity cranked up to 1,000,000. They take away innocent, poor children, boys, and then horrifically scar them for life, brainwash them into being nothing but a gun to die for nothing. Someone gave me an argument. Someone actually made me have to think. Holy shit, my brain is now running on gears. I then followed that up. Interesting. Now, I can give the argument back saying, well, guess what? Toxic masculinity hurts more than just men. It hurts women too. So yes, I think I see your point, but I also think it's even more of a tragedy if it also happens to girls as well, which adds into the grim darkness of the far future. I fully understand your point, and I'm glad that someone actually gave me a fucking argument that I actually had to sit there and consider. Because guess what? It wasn't just, it was, hey, I think the messaging here is actually more poignant if it stays this way. Which, holy shit. Holy shit. Absolute fucking mad lad. I gave that man a pat on the back and said, you know what, man? I don't agree with you on that fully, but I see where you're coming from, and I thank you for actually challenging me and actually giving me some thought. Thank you very much. And then we went on our merry way. But here we are again. Here we are again. $40K is a game of plastic toy soldiers. It's not real. Horus isn't real. The Emperor isn't real. Space Marines can never exist. Space Marines aren't even science. They're magic. 40K is not sci-fi. It is future fantasy. It is space fantasy. It is not science fiction. If it was, you'd be seeing a lot more scientifically accurate things rather than, hey, I'm using hell to get around faster. 40K is meant to be insane. It is meant to be dumb. It is meant to be horrific. It is meant to be funny. Dark shit can be funny. Sorry. But I made a response to the guy that I blocked recently. I made a response, and if you click on his comment, you are not going to find it anymore because I blocked him. And TikTok has a nasty habit of just removing the conversation entirely after you block somebody. So it makes it look like that I just deleted the fucking conversation, which just gives those manlets more attempted ammo to hit me with, which they have none. In that video, I state the lore has changed. The lore has changed constantly. It's going to keep changing. Hello, hooligan. I have stated in that video that it's fucking pathetic. Especially with what he said in the comment that I was responding to. This is why we don't want you people in the game. Really? You don't want me in the game? The person that actually makes content helping people get into the game, that makes content appreciating people for their creativity, for their different outlooks on 40K, and genuine questions on like, hey, where do I start? You don't want me in it? The person that's actually trying to get people into it? Unlike you, who has just deemed that it's not canon, so I don't want it? Who threw a hissy fit and a fucking temper tantrum in my fucking comments, shitting themselves about how female Space Marines can't exist, get over it. They can. They already do in the lore. 40K says you can do whatever you want. Everything's canon, everything's not canon. Here's the thing. I kick people out of my hobby when they're fucking assholes. When they're intolerant little shits. I kick Nazis and far-right grifters out of the fucking hobby because they actively kill hobbies they're in. They actively make the spaces that they occupy worse to be in. So yes, I'm going to kick them out. Or at least try to. These people, when they see difference, when they see someone come in with an actually creative different army, or is just a different person from them, they kick them out. Because how fucking dare you ruin our boys' club? I did not play Vampire the Masquerade. That's the difference between me and them. I encourage people into the hobby. They discourage people from the hobby. I tell people like, hey, it's a creative hobby. Do what you want. They say, you must fill in the fucking lines! No ifs, ands, or buts. Lines must be filled properly. That's them. Tell me, who do you want to play with? Who do you want to play with? The person that's being encouraging and trying to teach? Or that? Or fucking that? These are the kinds of people that are scared about colors on flags. You wave an LGBT, you wave a rainbow in front of them, they fucking scream and run for the hills. I heard the argument instead of debating those people, we should just laugh at them. Yeah, we should, because they're fucking pathetic. What are they? Every time I have debated or argued with these people, it has been the same 3 points over and over and over again that have been debunked. They don't have an argument. They never did. They're fucking they're the toxic part of Star Wars. They're the toxic part of fucking Star Trek. And they don't even read or watch any of it. They don't even, most of these fuckers don't even play the fucking game. But they make the rest of us look bad. They make the hobby look bad. The amount of fucking comments that I've gotten in my video stating, I would love to get into the game, but it's too hostile for me. One club I went to, one comment said, had 6 people in it. They were very unwelcoming and very hostile. Because I wasn't playing Imperium. We're ruining the hobby? The people that are being inclusive and welcoming into this community? We're ruining it? No. We aren't. The company, Games Workshop, the writers, the creators of the very fucking game say, no, the problem isn't the inclusive people. It isn't the people making the LGBTQ themed models. No, what drives sales down is assholes like Arch and Quartering and all those assholes. Because guess what? They're old Hammer people. They don't buy the new shit. They don't look at the new shit. They don't. The gatekeepers, all that, they don't look at anything new. They don't buy anything new. They kill the hobby. They don't buy anything. They don't read the lore. They read wiki. And they don't give a shit. These gatekeepers don't try. They don't try to keep the community alive. They want their little echo chamber of fucking lore that grew stale and old and nothing else. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want it. And they aren't even gonna, and they kill any fucking community that tries to make it anywhere. They kill it. They're fucking toxin and poison. Anywhere they go. They kill any community they're in. I have had friends, both conservative and on the other side of the spectrum, say that, yeah, no, those toxic shits have killed the community. Those gatekeepers killed the community here. Because they wouldn't let anyone else play. And they're saving the hobby? They kill every hobby they're a part of. Warhammer sounds very toxic. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want you to know. Warhammer is not toxic. The brand is not toxic. There is a section of fucking losers and leeches that is toxic. They're fucking pathetic. They're disgusting little shits. Here's the thing. You know how cowardly these people are? They don't go by their names. They don't. They don't at all. They hide behind Rogel Dorn. They hide behind these Ultramarine from Boltgun. They hide behind character names. They hide because they know what they say will get them in shit. They're pathetic. They're cowards. Oh, 100,000 of them in one Reddit fucking server. How many 40k players are there? $2.4 million. 2.4 million. Competitive scene, most inclusive space you'll get. The competitive scene is one of the most inclusive spaces you'll get. They have actively kicked out gatekeepers. You know why? Because gatekeepers make the hobby worse. They make the tournaments unfun. They're sweaty losers. The only time you'll ever have to deal with this is mom and pop shops that don't kick them out. GW has made statements and has told stores that if you want to carry our products, you follow our rules. You follow our rules. You want to run our events there? You want to run our stuff? You have to follow our rules. Or else we will just not give you shit. Because we don't want your toxicity ruining the brand. They're a business at the end of the day. They're a business. They have to make money. And guess who's ruining the moneymaker? The gatekeepers, the people that aren't buying the shit, that aren't doing anything. The new lore is cringe, so we won't buy it. Okay? Then we don't want you. Oh, you made a Nazi army and made an event a fucking spectacle for your bullshit, which actively hurt our fucking brand, which actively hurt our fucking sales. Yeah, we don't want you. Of fucking course we don't. We don't have rogue interns, you fucking nuts. We have people just trying to make a fucking product and a hobby for people to enjoy. GW doesn't support them. The writers don't support them. The creators don't support them. The community doesn't support them. They're alone. And they lash out. They freak the fuck out. Because that's all they know how to do. Hit, dogs, holler. I think this is pre-record. It's not. Hi, I'm very real. I'm just not answering questions because that's not why I'm here today. GW is based for that. Exactly. So when I make these videos, when I talk about this stuff, I am speaking from personal experience, stuff that I have researched, stuff that I've looked into, and anecdotes from other people, people that have actually gone to tournaments and events. I have talked to plenty of people in my own fucking town. I have talked to plenty of people over the fucking net. I have met plenty of other 40K content creators. Do you know how big these toxic gatekeepers are? Not very. They're not. And you want to know how you shut them the fuck up? Point out how pathetic they are. I just had people call me ugly today. Because I said, hey, maybe don't start calling people ugly when you aren't brave enough to show your own face. Glass houses and all that. And they proceed to try and rip and tear into me. And people will go, well, you have thicker skin. Oh, I do. Trust me, I do. As an autistic 25-year-old, I've had to grow very thick skin very fucking fast when I was a child. So yeah, I have thicker skin than a lot of other people. I don't expect a lot of other people to handle what I've handled. Because it's unfair to expect that of anybody. But I am also not a coward. I don't hide. And I'm very genuine. The reason why I don't talk to these people like they're fucking people is because they're not. They're a profile picture online, so I'm going to insult and degrade them. They want to be degraded? Fine. I'm not talking to a person. I'm talking to fucking Rogaldor. They don't want to be people. They don't. Because if they were people, that means they have to deal with the consequences of their actions. They think showing their face is doxing them. It's not. You don't know my name. Sure, it's pretty easy to find all that stuff if you try hard enough. But why are you worried? It's just us. Or are you scared? Because that's all they are. They're scared. This is the dying fucking throes of pathetic gatekeeping losers that can't handle that their game hit the mainstream and is welcoming more and more people in. These are the kind of losers that don't paint their armies, that don't even have armies. They probably don't even have 40K books. They've either watched some stuff on YouTube or they read the wiki. And I'm not going to say that makes them any less fans. No. I believe they're just toxic little shits that need to grow the fuck up. I have full bars on my end. I don't know what's going on yours. Either way. These people will say that, oh, you're triggered, you're angry. I'm not. I'm bored and I'm tired. I'm tired of people ruining the game that I love. I'm tired of toxic little shits just attacking everybody for creative differences. A very talented 40K creator just quit because those toxic little shits conducted a little fucking hate campaign. They quit. We lost talent. We lost somebody. She brought people in. They kicked somebody out because her paint schemes were too political. She was painting pink, white, and blue. Are you that triggered over fucking colors, you pathetic pieces of shit? Again, the difference is I educate and bring people in. They scream, they holler, and want people out. People that are different from them. People they don't like. People they don't agree with. Why can't we just play the fucking game? Some of those people say. Okay, then play the fucking game. I don't have an army. Then why are you talking? If you don't have the army, either go get one and shut the fuck up, or just shut the fuck up. Why are you bringing politics into our games? It's not. It's a color scheme. That color scheme might mean something to them. But the only one here having an issue is the person complaining about it. Cerberus painted a very beautiful asexual color, like color of marine and the asexual colored flag. Very beautiful. Very good job. Cool. I see a marine that, to some people, makes them feel better. Makes them feel good. Cool. Awesome. To others, it's a marine with green and black and white. Cool. Awesome. To fucking pathetic losers, they start screaming and shitting themselves over a fucking paint job. Yeah! Saw that too. Fucking incredible. And then they get bent out of shape when we complain that they made Nazi models. What? You can make your gay propaganda? One is just the color, is just the colors of a flag. One is just green, white, and black. You actually painted swastikas. You actually made a Nazi army. You brought politics into this. The other person, I was inspired to paint my Marines the color of this flag. Other person, I wanted to make the Nazi army. In a game that doesn't even know what they are. Gay people aren't political. Minorities aren't political. But they've been made political by fearful little shits that think they are lesser than them. Being gay is natural, kids. Being trans is natural. It may not be natural to you, but it's natural to them. It's not a mental illness. It's not a disease. It's not degeneracy. Being gay does not make you sexual. It just means you're attracted to the same sex. Being trans does not make you sexual. It just means you're uncomfortable in your own skin. That's not political. But they make the hobby fucking perverted. No, they don't. You know what makes the hobby perverted? Slaanesh. And even then, Slaanesh isn't even sexual all that much. Slaanesh is pleasure in all things. Taste, hearing, sight. Physical stimuli. Emotional stimuli. Mental stimuli. That's not just sex. But to those freaks, to those losers, that's all it is. Because they only have two modes of operation. Hate and need for sex. Because they never get any. This is just me going on a tirade at this point. These people, they don't deserve hate. They deserve fucking, like, nothing. They're tired. They're tired, boring fucking group. Look at all of them. They're boring. Try to have any kind of conversation. It'll go nowhere. Try to have any disagreement. They insult, belittle, and attack. That isn't a fun conversation. You know what's a fun conversation? You know what's a fun conversation those fuckers will never have? Hey, yo, if a Tyranid eats that new long fucking Skitarii model, does that mean it will get long legs? I fucking hope it does. I fucking hope it does. I really want that. Hey, guys, I made thick-ass Space Marine maid mommies. What do you think? Holy shit, those look good. The color composition is a little bit off. You could improve here, here, there. But you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Fun conversations to have. Actual dialogue going back and forth about what we like, what we don't like. Guess what? I think The Furious Abyss is a garbage book. But other people like it. Does that make them lesser than me? No. Am I going to tell them, leave the fucking hobby? No. Fabius Bile, his book, makes female Space Marine. Canon. Sick. The canon has changed, which means we could start doing a lot more with it. Hey, GW. Eyes up here. Eyes up here. We would like female Space Marine heads, please. You did it for Stormcast. You could do it here. Please and thank you. That would be a great want. Understand if you can't do it, but hey, we would appreciate it from the fans. And I want to point something out. This guy said, well, I don't see anyone asking for Brothers of Battle. I hit him back with this. Then just play the Imperial Guard. Get to your second question in a second, Hero. I hit them back with that. Because that's literally all they can say. But here's how I would actually say, oh, you want Brothers of Battle? Then do it. But answer me this. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you think it'd be a creative and fun project to do? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a Brothers of Battle army. I'd like to see what an artist can do. But this asshole, I know exactly why he was complaining about it. I know exactly why. Because he's a toxic little shit. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's just trying to be contrived. You want Brothers of Battle? Fucking do it. Who's stopping you? Not me. Go ahead and do it. Be creative. The hobby encourages it. But are you being creative to be creative, or are you being creative to try and own the libs? Because one is actual talent, the other one is spite. And work made of spite will always be worse than work made out of love and passion. And I looked at a lot of these fucking losers as models. The paint usually is terrible. The models are fucking disgusting. Black is a very easy color to work with. And yet they somehow still fuck it up. Their only creativity is swastikas. Their only creativity is hate. And disgusting propaganda. That's all they got. That's all they got. Other people, on the other hand, I want an Emperor's Children army, but not like any Emperor's Children army. I want an army where I took a Barbie doll, I have fucking destroyed it, and I turned it into a Helldrake. Because I want my Helldrake to be a BDSM mommy. My Warpsmith is a very sexy Slanesh Warpsmith. Because the idea of having your passions and showing it outwardly meant more to that person. I've seen orc models made of fucking... I've seen orc bikes made into orc raptors. Like, orcs riding raptor machines. Vroom, vroom. Step, step. Female Space Marine armies exist. People have made them. I had a friend who made alternate universe Alfarius, who was a woman. Modeled her perfectly. His Alpha Legion was Loyalist Space Marines, Loyalist Primaris Army, that were all female. He did it. And it wasn't to own anybody, it was because he wanted to do it. And he did. Actual talent, actual time. Someone who's more creative and inspired than I am. By a fucking mile. So, if anybody is looking at 40K and thinking, wow, this looks toxic, I assure you the majority of the community is very supportive and very loving. Content creators like Bricky, absolute wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Does a great job at getting people into the hobby. Arbitrator Ian, very good at getting people into the hobby. Norn Queen, very good at getting people into the hobby. Absolute fucking amazing lads and lasses. Tons of individuals who are very talented, very smart, very wise. I'm sure you've been asked this already, but what's your army? Ultramarines, Black Legion, World Eaters, Thousand Sons, Orcs. Goth Clan. Because I appreciate basic. Anyway, what would happen to the Transformers were introduced in the 40K universe? We already have things the same size as them, if not bigger. They're just robots. Takahata 101, Zoran Bear, the TTS crew. They're all wonderful lads and very encouraging and welcoming to anybody to come into the community. Don't listen to those assholes who say, oh, you aren't welcome if you're this. No, you are welcome, more often than not. GW has said Warhammer 40K is for everyone, and if you don't agree with that, fuck off. 40K is for everyone. And they said that very, very poignantly and very direct. If you don't believe that 40K is for everyone, then pick up your shit and go home. We don't want you. They don't like that GW said that. They fucking hate that. Because then that means, oh, then they don't want us. Because we don't want those people in the game. We don't want newcomers. We don't want anyone that's not a straight white man who hates women. And yeah, do ignore everything Arch says. He's a fucking freak. Remember, guys. Remember. One of these people said, your content's boring. I responded to them with this. Thanks for the free views, asshole. And of course my videos don't entertain you. You like dry, boring lore videos from a guy who was okay with pedophilia and racism. So of course I wouldn't entertain you. Yeah, Arch Warhammer is okay with pedophilia and, as well, racism. He was caught with moderators who looked at child porn. And it's very heavily implied that he looked some of it himself. Teach me something. Go to my YouTube. I got Warhammer Army Guide. How many videos we got in the Warhammer Army Guide? Hold on. How many videos we got in the Warhammer Army Guide? Playlist. We got 14 videos. 14 videos teaching people Ultramarines, Tyranids, Necrons, Mechanicus, Orcs, the actual basic rules to 10th edition, Custodes, Tau Empire, Chaos Space Marines, Thousand Suns, Sisters of Battle, Blood Angels, Daemons of Chaos, Gene Stealer cults. Not an in-depth army breakdown, but enough for people to understand what the army does, what their core units are, so that way they know where to get started. And just, hey, I hope I can give you a little bit of a laugh before you go. Hopefully we get White Scars soon. You already got White Scars. Space Marines. Like, I don't like to brag that much, but I have been growing in my content creation. I've been growing better and better and better. I've been doing better with it. I've been learning my fucking apps and shit. I have learned how to make content a lot better, a lot more snappier, a lot more quicker. And yeah, I proved that in an 8-hour day I can crank out an army guide. And I'm just taking a break from army guides right now so I can work on the Dead Space video. Because I like Dead Space too. Shock, a guy who likes Warhammer 40k likes Dead Space. The thing that's really pathetic about them is that they're not even angry enough to try and do their own spin on Warhammer out of spite. They just sit there fuming with shit and piss in their pants. Yeah! Fucking... They can't even make their own shit. It's fucking pathetic and sad. Again, these are uncreative and bankrupt people that just want to be angry and do nothing. Remember that you're better than them, and you always will be. Period. And so now, I have been asked this before. Why do you engage with them? Why do you go on the attack with them? Because they come swinging at me first. I make the content, and here's the thing. If they were mature enough and smart enough, they wouldn't interact. They'd just scroll on by. They would walk away. But no, I know how these losers act. They will fucking swing at anything. And the second they're proven wrong, the second they're challenged, the second they are met with any opposition, they shit, they piss, they scream, they run. they insult you, they belittle you, they attack you, they scream and holler that no, it's against the lore, or I didn't want it. Cool. I don't care what you want. I want it. And if I want it, I'm going to do it. If I want it, I'm going to get it. If you don't want it, fine. Then don't get it. Because that's all they know how to do is bitch and whine. That's all they know how to do. Because they're fucking children. I pointed out that they only have insults of a third grader level. They only have the insults of third graders backing them up. You're fat. You're ugly. You're stupid. And you're an inbred coward who hides behind a white cloak. And as I said, I'm not angry. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this boring shit. They're boring. It's not even fun. I drop an insult and then I walk away because that's all they deserve. Insult, walk away. They're arguing over a game of plastic fucking toy soldiers on the internet. Whereas I'm actually making content that helps people get into this game. They're on Twitter, a dying platform. They're so fucking sad that they can't insult or attack people anymore on Twitter because people are leaving. That they try to jump over to Blue Sky, and then since Blue Sky actually has moderation worth a damn, they don't get very far and they get blocked and banned off the site immediately. Is there a cheap-ish starter set? Well, lucky for you, my friend, I will spend the last few minutes of this stream trying to get you guys into 40k as much as possible. Because I want more people in this hobby. So, yeah, let's do this. Let's be positive. Let's be positive at the end of this stream. Let's be good Samaritans. Games Workshop. The easiest way how to get into Warhammer 40k. Let's go to the site. Let's go to the site, chat. This poorly, terribly optimized site. Okay. So you want to get into Warhammer 40k. You want to get here? Best way to do it right now is at 40k on Christmas they sell good starter boxes. Good starter boxes. But if you and your friend every 40k starter box, every 40k box, like Tyrannic War or whatever the fuck it's called, I don't remember the name of the box. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the box. The starter box for 10th edition. Usually has a good amount of models in it. Split. If you ever see a box which is two sides going at it, and someone is asking, hey, I want to split this box, take them up on that deal. You are cutting the price of that box in half to get your models. Always a good idea. But they usually do have starter boxes. Now, some starter boxes are a lot better than others. Gene Stealer Cults, right now, have the best starter box, bang for your buck. But if you want a more simple way to do it, look at the box that's on offer, and if that box is $80, if that box is $80 less than every unit in that box. So like as an example, I go to Forces of Chaos. We go into Chaos Space Marines. Combat Patrol Chaos Space Marines comes with one squad of Chaos Space Marines, a Dark Apostle, a Havoc squad, and a Hellbrute. Well, it's $190. We have a squad of Legionnaires, which is what I said was in that box. Legionnaires, $80. Havocs, $75. That's already half the box. Hellbrute. Give me a sec. Trying to find the Hellbrute. Hellbrute, $75. Box is already worth it. And you get a free leader and the Dark Apostle. Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol box. Good steal. Good steal of the box. You get money off. A bad box is what I would call the Imperial Guard starter kit. $190 for 3 squads of Cadians. Actually, no, 2 squads of Cadians, which is $120. Command squad, which is $55. And then quad gun, 2 heavy guns, and a sentinel. Not a good box. Yes, you're still saving money, but you barely have an army. Custodes, one of the best armies to get. Combat Patrol, Adaptus Custodes. This box right here gives you an army. This box right here gives you an army. You get 2 Sisters of Silence squads, 1 Custodes squad, and a bike squad. Best bang for your buck. 75, 150, and then 2 Sister squads. Another 140. You're saving money. But what if you don't want to play humans? What if you don't want to play filthy fucking humans? I want to play Xenos. What do we got? What do we got for starter boxes? Drukari. Decent box, decent box. We got 2 fucking transports. 150 for 2. We got a Cabalite squad, which is $55. $200 right there. But then we get a Cabalite squad. Well, we get an Incubi squad, which is $75, and a Lord. You get 2 vehicles, 2 squads, and a Lord. Hell yeah, good start. Good start. Yes, you are going to have to put in some money. It's a hobby. It's an investment. But, what about Leagues of Votann? Most recent army. Again, this one kind of sucks. This one kind of sucks. You got Berserkers, bikes, a character, and a squad. Not enough for an army. Not enough for an army. Not enough for a game. What about orcs? Orcs, in my opinion, have the best bang for your fucking buck. Excuse me. Orcs, best bang for your fucking buck. You get a kilt, you get a fucking Death Dread, you get 3 Death Copters, you get 2 orc squads, and a war boss. The math works out perfect. All these models are really expensive on their own, but if you can get these started, honestly, you could build an orc army just from the combat patrols alone. You could do it. Sure, you'd be a foot slogging army. That's most orc armies. And Space Marines, my friends, child, everybody. Space Marines are constantly getting updates, no matter what it is. They will always have good starter boxes and everything that you need to get started. Never fret about Space Marines. And Space Marines are the easiest army in 40k to get into. There's a reason why they are the jack of all trades. Good at everything, masters of none. And they will continue to be that. And if you don't have the money to buy 40K models firsthand, buy them secondhand. Plenty of people are selling their armies on the secondary market, whether they be competitive because they're just like, I'm tired of this army and I don't want it anymore, or they tried an army, they didn't like it, and are trying to get their money back. And they'll sell the army at a discount. Had a guy here who tried to sell me his Thousand Sons, because stuff. It was a fully painted, fully regal army. He was at, that army alone was $1,500. He knocked that shit down to $500. I still couldn't afford it because I had to pay rent, groceries, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can find very good armies to get. Also, the Sisters of Battle army is also a very good combat patrol to get. Just saying. Just saying. Or, if you don't want to play a fucking army and you just want to play giant fucking robots, you'll be sinking a lot of money, but it'll take time. But yeah, I'm starving. I need to get food in me. I thank you all for coming to my TED Talk about me breaking down how pathetic the far right is. And again, I'm going to say it, the far right grifters and Nazis, because they really don't like it when you call them out. But yeah, thank you for coming to my talk about them. Love you guys very fucking much. And I will talk to you guys Monday. Have a good night, everybody. On TikTok, have a good night, everybody. And on YouTube. I know not a lot of you guys have been showing up because you've been busy with travel and friends and all that kind of stuff. It is December. I fully understand the less than bits of people who are coming. I still love you guys. Still appreciate you guys very fucking much. You guys are wonderful, and I fucking don't deserve you guys at all, with just how wonderful you guys are. Okay, I'm gonna go